Boo. Did I scare you? I wanted to dress up for this video, but I didn't really have any like nice suits to wear, so this is the closest thing I got. So excuse me for not looking as professional as I would normally. It's also really hot in here, so I'm taking this off. Sonic the Hedgehog is not new to having toy lines. Sonic's been having toy lines since the late 90s, specifically 1999 with the release of Sonic Adventure. But today I decided to briefly go through the history of Sonic toy lines leading up to Jakks Pacific, which is the most recent one and the one that everyone probably knows about. We're gonna take a look at Jakks Pacific Sonic figures and see if they actually are cooking with these figures or they just kind of suck. I haven't really figured out the name of the title yet, so we're gonna roll with something like that. So the first ever Sonic toy line began in 1999 with Resource. Now you might not have heard of Resource because the company closed very shortly after they got the Sonic license. They also had the Crash Bandicoot license as well, and that's not really as well known, but they're mostly known for their Sonic figures. They're fine, they're okay, they're kind of mid, but they're from the 90s. What do you expect? They released figures based off of the first Sonic Adventure game. They made 4-inch figures and 11-inch figures, but they were actually going to make figures based off of Sonic Adventure 2, but right before they were going to do that, the company shut down. Moving on. So after Resource came Toy Island. They made figures based off of Sonic Adventure as well as Sonic X. They also made bendy figures, but no one cares about them. But towards the tail end of their Sonic line, they started making figures with more articulation, but unfortunately they lost the license right before they could continue making these. The articulated figures might look a bit familiar because Jazzwares just took those and re-released them. That's right, moving on to Jazzwares, probably the most iconic toy company to have the Sonic license because a lot of people believe that these are the best Sonic figures that were ever made, and I gotta respectfully disagree, but we'll get to that. It is hot in here, holy shit. I don't have the AC on right now because you would hear it in the background, but holy shit, it is hot in here. Sorry you had to see that. Jazzwares decided to release articulated Sonic figures as well as plushes. The plushes sucked, no one cares about them. The action figures though, they kind of have to cook with them. Originally, they just re-released what Toy Island did. Then decided to release 4-inch figures. These are 4 inches. I'm gonna say they're 4 inches. Any Sonic character you could think of, they made figures for. Werehog, got it. Knight's stuff, I forgot that's what it's called, but yeah, they have it. And I do have a Jazzwares Sonic, and if you can't tell, he's missing part of his arm. Everyone believes this is the best Sonic toy line, but guess what? They fumbled hard to fit. Even though the sculpt is fantastic, the paint really good, the articulation. Well, let's go through it real quick. Swivel at the head, not a lot of movement, but still, the arm can move forward, can move back, can move out. There's a bend at the elbow, there's a swivel at the hand, there's a swivel at the torso too, not a lot of movement, but still there. Forward, back at the leg, swivel, as well as a bend at the knee, as well as a swivel at the foot. Okay, they cooked with the articulation, but quality control, that's what got them. Quality control sucked ass. Atrocious. It was awful. Every single time you see a Jazzwares Sonic figure, there's gonna be a missing arm or leg. And that sucks because this figure, oh, I couldn't grab it. This figure is actually pretty good for what it is. However, they did actually fix this issue with their last Sonic figure that they ever released. And unfortunately, that figure goes for quite a bit where they were actively trying to fix their issues, which I cannot help but respect. Moving on to Tomy. Tomy, they started out strong by making Sonic Boom figures. They had the same crew of figures, but they just, over the next few years, they kind of just re-released them with different paint. It was really lazy. It kind of sucked. They also made plushes as well, which they actually did a better job than Jazzwares, but whatever, moving on. But during the 25th anniversary, they decided to finally start making Sonic figures based off of the games, and we got a whole bunch of figures based off of Sonic Mania, which is really cool to see. And in the following year, right around when Sonic Forces was coming out, they actually decided to making figures based off of modern characters. We eventually got a modern Sonic and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it was mostly just the main crew we got. We didn't really get any obscure characters compared to what Jazzwares was doing, but still, they were pretty solid looking figures, but nothing to really run home about. But they decided to start cooking with the release of Tomy's Ultimate Classic Sonic. This went hard. I absolutely love this figure. This is probably my favorite Sonic figure we've ever gotten. I actually have it. I have it over there. You can't see it, but I have it over there. It is a fantastic figure. I absolutely love this figure. It is so good. It's the best Sonic figure we've ever gotten. Oh, they really cooked with this figure. It is so good. I really wish I had this out on so I could like show it to you, but I'm gonna show footage that I recorded a few years ago for a Sonic review I did. But it's just, oh, they cooked so Tomy was finally on the right track. We just got the best Sonic figure we've ever gotten, and I cannot wait to see what they did next. Oh, they lost the license. They lost the license, man. And they were just cooking too. I don't know what to do with this information, man. Anyway, moving on. But unfortunately, Tomy lost the license. But guess what? Someone got the license that you might know about. And also we're going to talk about Jakks Pacific got the license. Yay! They started out rough. You hate to see it. During the first year of Jakks Pacific Sonic, they decided to release these little tiny miniature figures inside spheres and like a whole playset thingy. Basically what Lego did during their first wave of Sonic sets, but like way worse. Sucked. Okay, what they did it. They also made plushes based off of classic Sonic. Their plushes are fine. They also made bendy figures. Not that bendy. Bendable figures. Why? They also made stuff based off of the first Sonic movie with 2 plushes which were mid, as well as a playset which sucked ass. But after they decided to give up on the bendy figures with their last wave being a sports wave, no idea why, they decided to finally start cooking, ladies and gentlemen. They decided to release 4-inch figures and 2.5-inch figures, as well as playsets based off 2.5-inch. I wish it was 4 inches, but whatever. Take a look at the 2.5-incher. He's mid. Limited articulation compared to the 4-inch figures, but still a pretty solid figure. The playset's nice though. I got this from the Green Hill Zone playset. It was fine. It will do for a Sonic figure, but it's not the best Jakks Pacific has to offer, except for the Chow. I really like this Chow, but we're going to talk about the 4-inch figure. Let's talk about this guy, shall we? I actually talked about this guy 4 years ago when I initially, or 3 years ago. Shit, it's about to be 4 years. That's crazy. 4 years ago when we actually got this figure and the review sucked ass, so I'm trying to make it better here. Not gonna be, but whatever. Taking a look at the 4-inch Sonic, this guy's fantastic. The sculpt is fantastic. Compared to like Jazzwares, this is high quality stuff right here. It is high quality. I could throw this guy out the window and he wouldn't even break. I feel super confident this Sonic figure will not break. I can throw it off a cliff and it will not do any damage at all. Well, I do not have a cliff with me, but I do have something even better.
Alright, Baldy McNosehair.
We'll be dropping this Sonic figure from this high up.
No, Lucas, go. I'm not grabbing your fucking hand.
Why are you trying to go?
We're good.
All right.
Drop her down.
Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Alright,
How's it looking?
she looks pretty fucked up.
All right. Let me come down.
Yeah, so, she's fucked up. Or the figure, is fucked up. I don't know if we were supposed to, like, measure this out or not, but, yeah.
How's Sonic doing?
It's okay. I'm not sure, actually, if we were supposed to, like, measure, like, or something like
He's
that.
actually completely fine. There's no damage on him at all.
Oh.
Okay, so give me the microphone. All right, so I was expecting his nose to at least break, but it's completely fine. It's a-okay. I was hoping I'd be proven wrong, but I was proven right.
Oh, so I guess I lied as a news reporter. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I gotta let you go.
Oh, shit. Damn.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I hate to
guys.
break it to you.
Oh, fuck.
All right, back to the video. His plastic's so good, and his paint, it's fine. It's fine. It's doable. It's a $10 figure. Don't expect that much. There's some paint errors throughout the entire figure, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's not that big of a deal. But ladies and gentlemen, this is where they kind of cook the articulation. Swivel at the head can move all the way around. You love to see it. His arms can move forward, back, as well as out. No bend at the elbow, unfortunately, but honestly, I think it works, especially since this guy, it fell apart. You gotta be careful with it. They obviously haven't figured out exactly what to do yet with this, so it's fine. As well as a ball joint at the hand, which we usually get swivels there, so it's really nice to see a ball joint. Nothing at the torso, which is fine. The legs can move forward, can move back, can move out. Bend at the knee, as well as a swivel. I don't get why they couldn't do this at the elbow, whatever. And a ball joint at the foot, so you can have an easier time standing him compared to just a swivel. Not as good as Tomy's classic ultimate, whatever it's called, figure. But you know what? For a $10 figure, this is pretty good, honestly. Pretty solid. I kind of like it. Comparing him to the Plumber Boy, there's no competition. Sonic's way better than Mario here. Movie figures, different discussion. As the 4-inch gaming line progresses, they moved on to classic figures, which were about the same as the modern Sonic figures, just classic-ified, I guess. But as the line progressed, they started to make more obscure characters. You know, they made the main group, the main trio, but they finally started stepping outside of the normal crew. We got Team Chaotix, which is fantastic to see. We got Infinite. Boys, we officially made it. One of the worst Sonic villains got a figure. We made it. We got a fucking Mephiles figure. Mephiles. I said that right. Right? From Sonic 06, one of the worst Sonic games ever made. They made a figure for it. And they made silver. The last time we saw this guy was Jazzwares. I got some issues with him. The weird sculpting between the top of the face and the eyes is weird. Painting's kind of mid in some areas, but as a whole, he's pretty good in terms of sculpt and the paint. The articulation, about the same as Sonic. Now, if any figure needed an elbow joint, it would be this guy, because for some of his poses, like, you really can't do a good job with it. He's cool to have, but I wish he was about as good as the Sonic figure, but it's nice to have these two together. Now I need a shadow, but they were cooking. Regardless on how good or bad the silver is, they were cooking. But in 2022, Sonic's 30th anniversary, they were going all out. First, we got the Sonic movie 2, fantastic movie by the way, and a pretty solid toy line as well. Way better than Sonic movie 1. We got plushes, we got 2.5-inch figures as well as 4-inch figures. I got 4-inch Sonic and Knuckles, and unfortunately, they kind of cooked, but not really. Taking a look at Sonic, the sculpt, fantastic, looks really accurate to the movie. I love this little fur detail throughout the entire figure, and the paint is also pretty good as well. Unfortunately, I don't know why I decided to do this, but there's this little like triangle indent thingy on it. I don't understand why, but whatever. Other than that, the paint's pretty good, but articulation is kind of where this figure rocks, also doesn't rock. That makes sense. Swivel at the head, can't move all the way around due to this extra quivel thingamabob. The arms can move forward, can move back, can move out. There's a bend at the elbow as well as swivel. There's also a ball joint at the hand. Not a lot of movement at the hand, unfortunately, but it's still there. No articulation at the torso, which is fine. Legs can move forward. Can move forward, can move back, can move out. And at the knee, it can bend at the knee. Did I just break it? Well, other leg. There's a bend at the... Oh, there's also a ball joint at the foot as well. Unfortunately, as much as I want to love this guy, his joints just fall apart really easily. Moving on. Later on in the year, they decided to take something out of Tomi's book and decided to release a Sonic 30th Anniversary Classic Sonic Ultimate figure. Just like what Tomy did, but somehow way worse. They really fumbled the bag with this one. But later on in the year, they decided to do a modern Sonic figure, and oh boy, they also fumbled this one too. This one's not that bad, but it's like, I guess, best way to describe it. I didn't even feel like grabbing it. I have it over here. I didn't even feel like grabbing it. Based off his look on Sonic Color, so it does come with a Wisp as well. But as a whole, it's fine. They also released 2 more Ultimate figures after Modern Sonic, which was Modern Tails and Classic Knuckles. I'm not going to speak on these because I had no idea these came out until I made this video. So in 2023, Jakks Pacific decided to release a brand new line of Sonic figures based off of the Netflix TV show Sonic Prime. By the way, Sonic Prime, first season goes so hard, second season, third season, didn't even finish it. So they were kind of a bit late to this. Like they started making figures after season 2 and a few months before season 3, which was the final season. So I think they should have released it earlier, but whatever. And these are currently the figures that you will find everywhere. I see more Sonic Prime figures than I do regular Sonic figures. They did a lot with this. They released 5-inch figures, they released 2.5-inch figures, they released plushes, they also released like these little tiny mystery boxes. Now unfortunately, I do not have anything related to Sonic Prime in my collection, so I decided to make a phone call to someone who actually does have a Sonic Prime figure, specifically the 5-inch stuff, because that's what I normally collect. So I'm gonna give the mic to LBM.
What is up, y'all? LBM here, and I'm making a guest appearance on Supermando Live. Wow, crazy. Cool to be here, you know. I've known Supermando Live since like 2017 or 2018. Pretty cool to be doing this little collab. So today I'm gonna be showing off a Sonic figure for his Sonic video he's doing. Okay, I don't know what that, I don't know what I was trying to do there, but Sonic Prime figure. Let's get into it. Okay, so here he is up that's nothing. I'm gonna show off the box right here, just in case any of you are curious on it. I don't know, maybe no one is, but you know, could be one person out there. This is the box that came in, pretty cool. It does look kind of messed up, but I think I still could put him back in there if I wanted to. But let's get into the figure. So this is the position I had him in. Now I'm gonna have to undo it because I have to do it for the video. So let's take a closer look at him. I haven't moved him around in a while. I've had him like in that like pose for like a while now. But yeah, so here's the figure. I really like this figure. I think it looks really cool. Of course, his gloves and shoes look a bit different than his game counterpart. And that's obviously because if you watched the show, Boy World, this is the tech he uses to travel to different worlds. It's focused on him, right? I hope so. I think it's pretty cool. I like the technology he has on his gloves and shoes. I think it fits pretty well for this version of Sonic. There's the bag of him, got his spikes. Very sharp. Yeah, he's very, very movable. That's movable. His gloves. I was about to switch it to hands, but it's technically the same thing. So his arms can do that. His shoes also are very movable. His legs are very movable. He's a very movable figure, which I do like. It's pretty cool. He's very movable. I wonder if we can take the head off. Should we test? Okay, I will say he is a pain to actually like stand up. Okay, of course now he's probably gonna fall though. I can see it. Oh yeah, he's moving. Yeah, I don't know. That is something to consider when getting this figure, is that if you want him to stand just like, if you don't want to have him in a certain pose and you just want him to stand normally, then it is gonna be a bit tricky. But if you have him in a certain like pose like I showed at the beginning, then you should be fine. Don't know much else to say. I think it's a pretty cool figure. Looks just like how he looked in the show, a show that I loved. Yeah, I really like this figure. I think it's pretty cool, and it was 15 bucks if anyone's curious. And that's pretty much it for my end. We'll do a Sonic transition. I don't know if, you know, Mando's gonna use it. I hope he does. Well, if he's able to use it correctly. Peace out.
Thank you, LBM, for reviewing the Sonic Prime figure. I really do appreciate it. Go check out LBM, links in the description down below. So, did Jakks Pacific cook with these Sonic figures? Well, yes. Kind of. I think the mainline 4-inch figures are really well done, though they do have some issues. As a whole, these are really good, and the movie Sonic figures were a step in the right direction. Unfortunately, they kind of fumbled a bit with the Sonic movie figures, and the Sonic Prime figures all genuinely look really good, and I really wish I did get one, but I'm still not going to do that. So as a whole, is this the best Jakks Pacific has to offer? Yes and no. I think the Bendy figure that I got from the Bendy line that I did a video on already, you should check that out, is a way better figure than the Sonic figure. However, this is close after. It's really good. Anyway, I'm hot. I'm taking this off. I'm done. Now I gotta edit this shit. Did the like, look at that.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me check something.
Get out of my